Saddle up, saddle up, saddle up, saddle up, saddle up. This is the story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. High is the glory of 26 men whose courage helped to build the territory. 26 men who saddled up and then rode out to answer duty's call. 26 men who lived to ride again and fight for the rights and the liberty of all. This is the story of 26 men enforcing law within the territory. Praise be the glory of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. Ride on, ride on, ride on.
By 1900, the Daltons were gone, Tombstone was dying, and the hostile Apache had long since laid down his arms. Still, here and there in the territory of Arizona, memory was too strong, and old hatreds remained. Whenever they could, the Arizona Rangers tried to help men forget.
You Indians clear out now. You're blocking the stairs. Go on, move.
They're waiting for Black Eagle, Mr. Lawson.
So are you, aren't you, Nancy?
Yes.
I haven't seen you this prettied up in ages. You know, I remember when you was in pigtails. You used to take up for Black Eagle at school, and church picnics and so forth. We oldsters used to chuckle about it. You was like a young hen caring after a stray pup. Maybe it's different now, huh?
Maybe.
I'll bet your father doesn't know you're down here to meet this Indian.
On the contrary, Mr. Lawson, if he weren't ailing, he'd be here with me. Odd that he should be the one to forget his hatred. He lost 2 brothers to the Apache. You only lost the use of an arm.
Well, even the sheriff's out to meet the conquering hero. Hello, Nancy.
Hello.
Don't tell me you're down here to meet him, too, Riding.
Sure I am. Black Eagle and I fought our way up San Juan Hill together.
Now, this isn't Cuba. No Apache's going to be a hero around here. Did you hear what old man Alder did?
Yes. Left his land to his adopted son, Black Eagle, instead of his blood son, Dope.
Well, it's not going to hold up. No Indian can own land.
Who said so?
The law. I've been talking to the local judge.
Well, maybe he's just as prejudiced as you and the rest of the people around here.
We have cause. Go read the markers in our graveyard sometime. 49 of them in a single day in the same massacre.
That was 25 years ago, Wade.
Well, no matter. Tombstones make ugly reminders.
Then I suggest you ride out to the Apache burial ground and count the ugly mounds on top of slaughtered braves.
Hey, John.
Jimmy Blue Jay.
You do all right, soldier. Here, Shiwataba says you win Coachie's headdress.
And here's the latest war box.
Come on, you Indians. You're holding up the mail.
Good to see you, Mr. Lawson. Nancy, Captain Reining.
Long time since Havana, John. Here, let me help you with these things.
You're very handsome in your uniform, John.
Well, you two have a lot to catch up on. Get going. Oh, and John, first chance you have, drop by headquarters.
You know it, Captain. Did you get the marker?
It's in the back.
sure kept the place looking nice, Nancy.
I hired one of the neighbors after Mr. Alder passed away to look after things. Your horse is still doing fine.
He must be 15 anyway. Nancy, how did Doak take it all?
Nobody's heard.
I felt kind of bad about him being cut out. If he wants to come back, I'll go 50-50 with him. We can run the ranch together.
He's no good, John. He hasn't shown his face since he ran off with that bunch of rowdies to duck the military. I wrote him a letter 2 years ago that your dad was ailing. He didn't even answer it. If it hadn't been for the money you sent home, your dad couldn't have got by his last 6 months. We finally located him after your father died.
Hello, Doak.
And howdy, Black Eagle. Say, that was mighty touching you bringing over that marker. Sure glad you brought your buckboard, because your stuff's all ready to load. Oh, you'll have to pardon Jorgens over there. He kind of took a fancy to your old horse. My, he sure did grow it up. Why, I remember the night when Pa brought him in from the hills. He sure did smell fierce. Was always smart, though. Even took up calling himself John after the old man. Why, I hear tell he used to send home 10-cent checks just to keep in good graces with the old man.
You and these men are trespassing, Doak.
I've already talked with the judge, see? The old man couldn't have possibly willed you this land even if he wanted to, because he was out of his mind when he filed those papers. Now, you get your gear and get.
Go on back to town, Nancy.
What about you?
I'll take my horse. Go on. I'll meet you.
I never saw such confusing laws, rulings, counter-rulings, and mishmash. State laws are in conflict with federal laws. They all vary from territory to territory. Indian land tenure. Well, I went through that one at the Office of Indian Affairs. This one goes into the Dawes Act, 1887. At least it sets the stage for Indians being able to own property.
Can Black Eagle keep the land his old man left him?
No.
I bumped into Doc Hadley passing through town. Black Eagle's not taking this so lightly.
Why do you say that?
He just had a run-in with Doak Alder and the boys.
When did Doak get back?
I don't know, but he's set to fight for that land. Black Eagle punctured one of his boys with a bayonet.
John! Hello. Good to see you. You know Clint Travis.
Hello, Clint.
Hello, Black Eagle.
Sit down.
I'll check with you later, Captain.
The land's mine, Captain. Mr. Alder meant for me to have it.
You'll get it eventually.
Why not now?
There are certain unfair, antiquated laws on the books, John.
The laws let me fight.
And a future law will let you take title to the property. There's legislation pending before Congress right now.
If it doesn't pass, then Doak owns the land?
No, there's an interim solution to this, John. I'm going to consult the circuit judge. He's over at Jerome.
If Doak squats on that land and claims it's his, I know what the decision will be.
John, you can't settle this by forcing a showdown. It'll take some time.
Until it's settled, I have just as much right to live out there as he has.
I'm not denying that.
The local judge is.
Well, he can be overruled. An Indian's right to own land is bigger than you or any biased judge in Cottonwood. Let's establish your right legally. If you go out there again pushing a gunfight, you'll rouse this town and stir up a lot of old buried hatreds that could very well hamper the efforts of people who are trying to promote Indian welfare. Face it, what you do will draw attention. Sergeant John Black Eagle Alder is a pretty famous name. Theodore Roosevelt pinned that medal on you.
He said if you're right, fight for it. Don't turn tail.
Then make sure you're right, John. And don't do anything to discredit that uniform.
No, sir. I won't.
Well, I don't know if I can rightly defend myself, Sheriff, with his bad hand.
Well, we'll see you don't have to.
I should have stuck to railroading. This gun feels clumsy. No special like the balance of this one.
Black Eagle fired at you point blank.
So help me, did Judge.
Those medals have gone to his head. He's gun happy.
Possession is 9 points of the law, Doak. Hang on to that land. And if he sues for a court ruling, I'll judge the facts. And don't worry, I haven't had a decision reversed in 15 years.
There he is now.
There's no sense of pressing charges, Sheriff. He just got out of the Army. Let's give him a break.
That's a decent attitude, Doak. Let's go talk to Black Eagle.
How come you didn't want him arrested?
And locking him up don't do no good.
Well, the sheriff says quiet his claims. Well, I know how to quiet him. Come on.
I'd like a cold glass of beer. I said I'd like a cold glass of beer.
You're not in Cuba now, soldier. Don't you know it's against the law to serve drinks to Indians?
I'd forgotten.
Black Eagle, by coming back here, you're only asking to be hurt. Go back and re-enlist. You made a place for yourself in the Army. You can be happy.
I can be happy ranching.
Not on the alder land.
We'll see, Your Honor.
Black Eagle. John, you should wait. Let the court decide.
Court's already decided. The judge said possession is 9 points of the law. So I'm going to be in possession.
Please, don't.
It's the only thing I know to do now.
Black Eagle? I'm warning you.
I'm a naturalized citizen, Sheriff. I've got a right to protect myself and my property. Don't mess with me.
Orville? Better go round up some men.
Captain Riney, John's gone to the Alder Ranch. Doak's men are waiting for him. They'll kill him.
Let's get out there.
shot at?
He's not out there.
Well, just don't stand there. Let go!
What happened to them two in the kitchen? He picked Willie off in the back of the house.
How about Luke?
He's done.
He got Charlie killed.
I can see that bunch took San Juan Hill. I'm scooting.
Come here. Hey, Sheriff, take cover! That crazy Indian's in the house!
How'd he get in there?
He took a run and jumped through that second-story window.
He must be full of that firewater. He come storming in there, killed 4 of my men even before we had a chance to strap on our guns.
Black Eagle, you come out of there. We're coming in.
You got a search warrant, Sheriff?
You come out of there now and come out peaceable. And you might not hang.
Hold your fire. I'll get him. Thanks. Now you've got to be right. The problem is to keep you alive until I can prove it. You can't hold the town off from here. And if I turn you loose, there'll be a price on your head and 200 men out to get it. So I'm placing you under arrest.
Why?
Because I've got a lot of ground to cover, no time to argue with the stubborn Apache. Now give me your guns. Sheriff, I'm going over to the county seat, get things set for a trial. I'll be back before nightfall.
We want to do this ourselves and do it fast, Riding. Hold out your hand.
It's the law, John.
Rangers always turn their prisoners over to the nearest local official.
Go on, John.
Travis, you stick with him. Miss Carter?
Soldier. One more move like that, and I'll lock you in the same cell with him. I bet he'd like that.
Your Honor.
Excellent. There'll be no more drinking in here. This is a court of law.
Here, put them glasses down here. Well, I'll go get the prisoner.
Just a second. We're to wait for Captain Reining. Why? Because he went for the circuit court judge? Nobody said he had gone for the circuit court judge.
We don't need no new evidence in this court.
See here, young man, this trial is not about land. Black Eagle's been charged with murder.
And we got the prisoner, we got the witnesses, and we got the evidence.
The need for immediate action was more than urgent. The territorial governor was my only solution. I hoped I'd be in time to save a man whose case was decided before the trial started.
Orville, you can take that clerk's seal and the guns over to court. Black Eagle, you should have listened to the judge. Now you're going to get tried and legally hung before Reining ever gets back.
Nancy, give me your horse.
Stand trial, Black Eagle.
No.
If you run away, we'll fight for you. That isn't good. Give me your gun.
Friends, it's a pleasure to be here in Cottonwood. I've come to sit in. I'm sure what you realize, it's a very important hearing. As a matter of fact, I should say justice is on trial in this town. Oh, Sergeant Alder, this must be. Sergeant, an extreme pleasure.
I'm honored, Governor.
And this is Judge...
Ellis, Wilburton Ellis.
Oh, yes, of course. You're up for reappointment, aren't you?
Yes.
I've appointed Captain Reining here, public defender. Now, before we start the trial, I like to say it is an extreme pleasure to be, yes, of course, Reining.
We're raising funds for a new courthouse.
No apologies. I've heard cases in barnyards.
While murder is the gravest charge to be weighed here, the charge itself depends upon who is trespassing on whose land. So we must settle ownership of the Alder land first.
Not necessarily ownership, Your Honor. The right to occupy. This paper was filed by Jonathan Alder 6 months before he died. I managed to trace it to where Mr. Alder filed it at the county seat.
Jonathan Alder disowned his legitimate son, Doak Alder, denying him any and all right and claim whatsoever to his land and earthly possessions.
He never did.
County clerk sent you a copy of the paper.
Well, I never got it.
How can you get it bouncing around from jail to jail?
This paper is Jonathan Alder's last will and testament.
It says, by whatever legal means necessary, John Black Eagle Alder is to own, keep, hold, live on, and forever enjoy my land.
If you were his attorney, Your Honor, how would you arrange such a matter?
Well, I'd give him a lease for life to the land, pending modification of federal laws to permit Indians to own property. And at such time, Black Eagle could file for deed.
I agree entirely.
Son, did those boys do any damage to your property?
Nothing to speak of, Sheriff.
All charges against John Black Eagle Alder were completely dismissed. And the decision rendered by the court was that the defendant had just cause in shooting some of Doak Alder's men in defense of his life and property.
Friends of Cottonwood, I want to say now, while I have an opportunity, I've long planned to visit Cottonwood with the idea...
He rehearsed that speech all the way over here. I don't think I'm staying for this performance.
I'm with you, Captain.
This is the story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. High is the glory of 26 men whose courage helped to build the territory. 26 men who saddled up and then rode out to answer duty's call. 26 men who lived to ride again and fight for the rights and the liberty of all. This is the story of 26 men enforcing law within the territory. Praise be the glory of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. Ride on, ride on, ride on.
Howdy, I'm Bob Terry, and thanks for joining us for another free Western here on the internet. And get ready for another wonderful episode of a wonderful Western television show made when the whole family could sit down and watch a show together. This is a fantastic family show, and it's called 26 Men. It was produced by Russell Hayden, and it stars Tris Coffin and Kilo Henderson. Now, Kilo Henderson is quite the fellow with a gun, as you'll see in the very first episode of 26 Men. The script actually was changed to accommodate Kilo's gun handling, and you'll see he is quite the hand with a .45. Kilo grew up on a ranch in Colorado and learned gun tricks and how to handle a Colt very well. In fact, he coached a lot of Hollywood's Western stars. He coached my buddy Sugarfoot, Will Hutchins, how to handle his Colt son. So get ready for this fantastic, wonderful episode of 26 Men, and it's brought to you free here on the internet by Wild West Toys. And you can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com. But first, here comes 26 Men.
Saddle up, saddle up, saddle up, saddle up, saddle up. This is the story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. High is the glory of 26 men whose courage helped to build the territory. 26 men who saddled up and then rode out to answer duty's call. 26 men who lived to ride again and fight for the rights and the liberty of all. This is the story of 26 men enforcing law within the territory. Praise be the glory of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. Ride on, ride on, ride on.
26 men, carefully chosen for their courage and ability, formed the Arizona Rangers. Fame and public acclaim was not their objective. This is perhaps why the story of these 26 men has never been told until now. April 1901. Jack Rawls, a killer tougher than Leavenworth, broke loose and shot his way across the plains in a desperate running gamble for freedom. He'd made it into the territory of Arizona, and now the only barrier between him and the border was a last-chance bunch of lawmen called the Arizona Rangers. Rawls must have doubled back and headed for the river. We'll spread out and see if we can pick up his trail.
might as well give up, Rolls. Your horse is gone. The rest of the men will be here in minutes. Unless my ears are playing tricks. You sound just like Ben Howard. Am I right? This is Mark, boy. I'm only traveling under the name of Rawls. How's Mama Jane and Jeb?
Well, if this don't beat all, I was on my way home to visit you and the folks, and well, here'd you come to meet me. Bless me, Ben, you look fine. Lawman to boot.
Why'd you come back?
Now, we'll go into that. I'm going to take your horse, Ben. You can tell your boys I outfoxed you. We'll meet at the ranch.
I'm turning in, Mark.
Oh, now, Ben, don't be that way. Well, look, after all, I'm your flesh and blood.
What happened, Ben?
Well, Rawls outfoxed me. I had him covered, but I guess I got careless. He slugged me and bolted from a horse and was running before I take a shot at him.
Which way did he light out?
Towards Jerome.
You ride back with Peters to Wickenburg and get a wire off to the sheriff of Jerome. We'll keep on Rawls' trail.
Anything new? Jack Rawls. The killer?
Nobody else. Says he's riding a sorrel mare, dressed in black pants and gray shirt and a gray vest.
If he comes riding in here, there's allowed to be some shooting.
I better pick up a couple of deputies. Do as I say, but move slowly and cautiously. Go down to my office and bring back some of my men. Jack Rawls just rode in. He's in the saloon. Wait for a jiffy and I'll have 3 or 4 more boys here.
That's the quickest way to alert him, Sheriff. I'll handle it.
You mean you're going in there alone?
Rawls has never seen me.
How about a tall glass of cider? Ice cold. If it gets any hotter, I'm moving to Prescott. Swap your smoke for a light, mister.
All right. Thanks.
All right, Rawls, you're under arrest.
Well, now, that's right neat, friend.
Over to headquarters. Come on.
Ben, you haven't snuck up on me like that since you were a rooster.
How's Dad?
Oh, about the same. I notice he's taken to sleeping more during the daytime lately. Good for him, I suppose. Aren't you on duty, son?
No, I'm on the way back to headquarters now.
What are you brooding about, Ben?
Oh, this or that.
Found your girl?
I wished I had. No, I found myself thinking about Mark. What if he got out of prison? Paroled, I mean.
I'd like for that to happen, son. I'd like to know he deserved it.
Well, even if it happened, he couldn't come back here. Folks would talk, and Dad would find out all about him.
No, he couldn't.
Well, I gotta get going, Ma. I'll see you soon.
Hello, Ben. Where are the others?
Guess he'll be along soon.
Did you get Rawls?
He got away.
Got away? How?
Rather not talk about it.
Understand that Rawls is a real bad one.
I said I'd rather not talk about it. I see you brought in my horse. You must have got Jack Rawls.
Sure did. Took him into Sheriff Wells at Jerome.
Did he say anything?
Like what?
Well, about the fight and how I got my horse.
He didn't tell me anything different than you did. Don't be upset about losing your horse, Ben. Even a ranger's human. I'll fill you in on Rawls later.
Captain, if you don't mind, I'd like to ride over to my place.
Anything you'd like to talk out?
No need to talk. It's all on paper.
This just says you're resigning.
My enlistment's up in less than a week.
Man's got to have a good reason to give up a career, Ben. You've got a good reason? There's nothing in the world that can't be worked out if two men will just sit down and talk about it.
I'm sorry, Captain. My mind's made up.
Will you stay till I get a replacement? Thanks.
Something was eating on Ben, Captain. He was barking and growling like those hound dogs outside.
Now, I don't understand it. Ben has a fine record. Volunteered in Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, commissioned in action at San Juan, 2 citations, joined the Rangers in 1901, cited for efficiency and bravery. And next in line for promotion.
I've been on a lot of assignments with him, but I don't know why he'd want to resign.
Must have a personal reason.
Yeah, that could be.
Ben's parents live over near Wickenburg. I think I'll ride over and visit with him. When a fellow has troubles, her mother usually knows about it. Take care of things.
Yes, Captain.
Can I do something for you, sir?
My name is Reining.
Captain Reining? Why, Ben's told me so much about you, I feel as though I know you. Nothing's happened to Ben.
Oh, no, Mrs. Howard.
Mind if I get this wash up?
Don't mind at all if you let me help.
Well, thanks. What's on your mind, Captain?
Do you know any reason Ben would want to resign from the Rangers?
Resign? When did he tell you that?
Today.
Funny. When Ben was by here this morning, he didn't say anything about his resigning.
Ben was here?
Yes.
Jane, you got company?
That's Ben's father. Had a bad horse accident many years ago. At times, his mind is... I think you'll understand. Dad, this is Mr. Reining, captain of the Arizona Rangers.
How do you do, Mr. Howard?
Howdy. Captain, huh? Say, you must have been in service with my son.
Well,
maybe you met him at San Juan. I understand he was one of the greatest leaders. Too bad he died so young.
Dad's talking about Mark, Ben's brother. They were both in the service. Mark was killed with the Rough Riders in Cuba.
Oh, I'm sorry. But you can be just as proud of Ben. He's one of our best rangers.
Ben was a nice boy. Say, for a minute, I thought you was talking about Mark. Now, that boy was a driver, ambitious. Say, he'd have gone places. But Ben never had any adventures in him. Say, let me show you. Jane, get that billfold. I'll show him a picture of Mark. Go on, show it to him. He was commissioned in action, He won 2 citations.
I'd have been very proud to have known your son, Mr. Howard. Well, I'd like to stay longer, but I've got to get riding. Nice to have met both of you.
Well,
You come back anytime you want to. And if you can tell us beforehand, I'll stew a chicken.
Thank you. You can count on it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Come on, Dad. Let's do like the doctor said. Let's get all the rest we can.
Yes, all right.
Hold it, Sheriff. Hold it. I want to get a picture for the Jerome Weekly. You learn anything more about the prisoner? Where are you taking him?
I'm taking him to the district marshal so Uncle Sam can pick him up.
Well, move over a little bit to your right. I need the light. Little more. There. Now, how about a little smile?
Take a picture, Sims.
Smile, Sheriff.
You never told me you had a brother, Ben. You didn't list him among your kin. I met your mother and father.
My brother was killed in the war.
Yes, I know. Died quite a hero. 2 citations and a battlefield commission. Would you like me to read your war record?
You know about Jack Rawls.
Yes, I do. And it isn't a good enough reason for you to quit the Rangers.
Rawls just didn't happen to take my horse. I let him take it. I could have stopped him. I had him square in my rifle sights, and I just couldn't pull that trigger.
I think anybody could understand that, Ben.
Do you?
Yes, I do. You were living a life for your father's sake. That's it, isn't it?
Mark's trouble started just about time Dad had his accident. We didn't think he'd pull through, but he did. Mark went to jail, but I told Dad he was in Central America.
And your mother's in on it, too, then?
When the war started, Mark got a pardon to join up. He got in trouble with an officer, shot him, was court-martialed and sent to Leavenworth.
And you made a hero out of him with your medals.
This is urgent, Captain.
Well, you handed me a paper once, now it's my turn.
Sheriff Wells would be alive today if I'd have just pulled that trigger when I had a chance.
I think it's time you forget a brother and remember a killer. Travis, tell Hill to alert every ranger in the territory and have every man here ready to ride immediately.
Yes, Captain.
We'll use the hounds and take them to Jerome. Rawls' trail starts there. That should do it.
Well, Captain, what are your odds on catching this killer?
26 to 1. We've got every ranger in the territory alerted.
This is the story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. High is the glory of 26 men whose courage helped to build the territory.
Bring the hounds back. Now, how long have we been tracking a riderless horse?
These hounds can pick up the trail again, Captain.
Captain, you mind if I follow a hunch?
No, go ahead. Corporal, put these in your saddlebag.
Yes, sir.
Ben, what's the matter?
Ma, get in the house and lock up.
Why?
Oh, there's a killer named Rawls loose. He's desperate and...
Don't lie to me, son. It's Mark.
He broke out of prison, Ma. Killed 2 men over in Jerome. They're after him.
I see. He might come here for help. Don't let him do that, Ben. Please. It'd kill Dad.
We're doing what we can, Ma. Now get in the house. I'm going out back and scout the approach to the river.
Go away.
Oh, now, Ma, you gotta help me.
I said go away. Quick, please. I don't like to look at you.
Ma, they're gonna kill me. Now I need a gun. You're gonna come and get it with me.
No, you can't go in the house. Dad's in there.
I'll go unless you get it for me.
I'll get your gun. Dad keeps one in the tool house. Mark.
Oh, now, Ma.
I'm not going to turn you loose to do any more killing, Mark. I'd sooner kill you myself if I have to.
Ma, if you shoot me here, it'll kill Dad and you know it. Now you give me that. Ma.
What's all the ruckus? Somebody get shot? Who's that?
Just a killer, Mr. Howard. His name was Jack Rawls.
Dad, this is a matter for the Rangers. Come on. Let's get in out of this hot sun.
This is the story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. High is the glory of 26 men whose courage helped to build the territory. 26 men who saddled up and then rode out to answer duty's call. 26 men who lived to ride again and fight for the rights and the liberty of all. This is the story of 26 men enforcing law within the territory. Praise be the glory of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. Ride on, ride on, ride on.
I really hope you enjoyed 26 Men, starring Tris Coffin and Kilo Henderson, and we hope you'll come back here and visit us again here on the westerns that we post here on the internet, and we hope that you'll come by ToyGuntown.com and shop with us. Thanks again. My name's Bob Terry, and we hope to see you again on Down the Trail. Y'all have a great day.